Many of us have had that experience of hopping in our car, the cool AC blowing in our face, our hands grasping the leathery steering wheel. We turn on our favorite classic rock radio station only to hear the familiar and melodic tunes of the Beatles filling our ears. It's a common experience that all of us have, one that takes us back to a time of unforgettable memories and timeless music. Hi, I'm Matthias Brown, and today I will be sharing with you some interesting information about the Beatles. Now, as a lifelong fan of the Beatles, my deep love for music and my fascination for their story has led me to explore every aspect of their journey, from their humble beginnings to their global stardom. Now, even if you're not a die-hard fan of the Beatles or music in general, I think this speech will prove interesting to you because you're going to learn how 4 individuals have so profoundly impacted the music industry and the world forever. Now, before we begin, allow me to provide you with an overview of my general knowledge and experience with the Beatles. I've always had a deep love for music, and my constant quest for finding engaging and interesting stories of my favorite musical artists has led me to discover some pretty interesting background stories. My admiration for the Beatles dates back to the tender early ages of 5 years old. When I first heard those melodic harmonies and intriguing tunes, my love for the Beatles only grew. Furthermore, for the purpose of this speech, I have conducted some extensive research through books, newspapers, magazines, and the internet. All this in order to find some credible, valuable, and interesting information that I can provide with you. Throughout this speech, I will discuss the lives of the 4 iconic band members. I will explore their remarkable career paths from their early days to the height of their fame, and I will even highlight their profound cultural impact on society and the world from all aspects of life. Allow me to begin with Paul McCartney. McCartney's journey began on June 18, 1942, in Liverpool, England, where he was raised in a household filled with music. His father was an accomplished trumpet player, and McCartney himself had received piano lessons from a very early age. This nurtured his musical talents from a young age. In a 2020 novel titled The Beatles and Economies, Entrepreneurship, Innovation, and the Making of a Cultural Revolution, written by Sam Staley, Mr. McCartney, we read, quote, "McCartney grew up in a musical household. His father was an accomplished trumpet player, but received lessons of piano. While their parents indulged in their children's hobbies, they were hardly supportive of their chosen professional career path, preferring that they take more traditional jobs with steadier pay," unquote. Alongside his friend John Lennon, he showed an early interest in music, and the two eventually formed the core of the iconic band, the Beatles. Paul McCartney's illustrious career spans decades of musical innovation and global impact. As a co-founder and member of the Beatles, he played a pivotal role in the band's rise to fame, contributing his exceptional songwriting, versatile vocals, and melodic bass lines to iconic hits like Yesterday, Hey Jude, and Let It Be. Following the Beatles' breakup, McCartney embarked on a successful solo career, producing chart-topping albums such as Band on the Run, Live and Let Die. He later formed the band Wings with his first wife, Linda McCartney, achieving further commercial success. McCartney's musical journey has been marked by numerous accolades, including Grammy Awards and recognition for his enduring influence on the music industry, solidifying his status as a legendary and beloved figure in the world of music. Next, let's discuss John Lennon. John Lennon, the visionary co-founder of the Beatles, was born in Liverpool, England on October 9th, 1940. A turbulent family life, marked by his father's absence, Lennon found comfort in music from a very young age. Learning to play the banjo and the guitar ignited his passion, and he attended the Liverpool College of Art to further develop his artistic skills. However, it was his fateful encounter with Paul McCartney that would alter the trajectory of music history forever. John Lennon's creative brilliance and rebellious spirit left an indelible mark on the Beatles, shaping their artistic direction and producing iconic hits such as Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds and All You Need Is Love. His introspective lyrics centered on the themes of peace, love, and self-reflection resonated with the global audiences and fueled the countercultural movement of the 1960s. After the Beatles disbanded, Lennon's solo career Lennon's solo career soared with powerful songs like Imagine, Instant Karma, and Jealous Guy, which blended personal experiences with meaningful social and political messages. Tragically, his life was cut short when he was fatally shot in New York City on December 8, 1980, leaving a profound impact on the world. Yet, his enduring legacy continues to inspire generations, and his messages of love, peace, and unity remain influential and timeless. Next, let's discuss Ringo Starr. Ringo Starr, the legendary drummer of the Beatles, was born as Richard Starkey on June 7, 1940, in Liverpool, England. His early life was marred by adversity. He faced various health challenges, including being afflicted with tuberculosis. Ringo's father left the family when he was young, and he was raised by his mother and stepfather. Despite these hardships, music became a beacon of hope in Ringo's life. At the age of 13, just look at that guy. At the age of 13, he received his first drum kit as a gift, which sparked his passion for rhythm and percussion. Ringo's determination to pursue music was unwavering, and he honed in on his drumming skills by playing in various local bands around Liverpool. Ringo Starr's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. Joining the Beatles in 1962 as a drummer, he quickly became an indispensable part of the band's signature sound. His exceptional drumming skills and innovative style contributed to timeless hits such as With a Little Help from My Friends, Yellow Submarine, and Come Together. After the Beatles disbanded, Ringo embarked on a successful solo career, showcasing his versatility as a musician. Through numerous album collaborations with other artists, apart from music, with numerous albums and collaborations with other artists. Apart from music, he has been actively involved in humanitarianism causes, and was recognized for his contributions when he was knighted in 2018. Ringo's charisma, talent, and dedication has earned him a cherished place in the hearts of fans worldwide, leaving an enduring legacy in the history of rock and roll. Next, we have George Harrison. George Harrison, the lead guitarist and songwriter of the Beatles, was born on February 25th, 1943, in Liverpool, England. Growing up in a post-war era, George experienced challenges of a working-class family. His passion for music was sparked at a young age, like all the rest of them, and he was inspired by a skiffle music craze that swept through Liverpool. George's determination to pursue music led him to teach himself how to play the guitar. he joined local bands, including the Quarrymen, where he first crossed paths with John Lennon and Paul McCartney. In 1960, he officially became a member of the Beatles, forming the iconic lineup that would change the course of music history forever. As the youngest band of the Beatles, George's quiet and introspective nature balanced the dynamic of the group, and his songwriting skills steadily developed, making him an essential contributor to the Beatles' evolving sound. George Harrison's illustrious career as a musician extended far beyond his time with the Beatles. As lead guitarist of the band, he crafted exquisite melodies and introduced Indian classical music elements into their songs, showcasing his fascination for Eastern culture and spirituality. His remarkable contributions to the Beatles' vast catalog of hits included timeless classics such as Here Comes the Sun, Something, and Something, earning him a widespread acclaim and recognition as an accomplished songwriter. After the Beatles' breakup in 1970, George embarked on a successful solo career, releasing critically acclaimed albums such as All Things Must Pass and Living in the Material World. Throughout his life, George remained committed to charitable work, organizing the groundbreaking concert for Bangladesh, which raised funds for those affected by the country's famine and war. George Harrison's musical and humanitarianism contributions have left a remarkable legacy, influencing generations of musicians and touching the hearts of countless of fans worldwide. As we learned about the individual brilliance of each member, let's now explore the Beatles' extraordinary career, a journey that began with humble origins and led to their unforgettable American debut. It was during this period that their impact on the world of music truly began to take shape. Now, in the early stages of their career, the Beatles emerged as a promising rock band in Liverpool. Formed in 1960, the group initially consisted of John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and drummer Pete Best. They honed their craft by performing in local clubs and venues, gradually building a devoted following. However, in 1962, they made a significant change to the lineup, replacing Pete Best with none other than Ringo Starr. This alteration marked their turning point in the career. With Ringo's addition, the band's chemistry flourished, and their musical prowess blossomed. The Beatles' journey to international fame reached its pivotal moment on February 9th, 1964, with their historic American debut on The Ed Sullivan Show. This television appearance exposed them to an estimated audience of 70 million viewers, making it an unprecedented moment in post-war American culture. In the 2012 novel The Beatles and McCullen, Understanding the Electric Age, by McFlar and Thomas, we read, quote, "Following a 2-year climb to the top of the British and European pop charts, 1962 through 1964, the Beatles traveled to New York to make their American debut. On February 9, 1964, they appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show, a weekly variety program that once exposed them to an estimated audience of 70 million, an event unanimously identified by social commentators as a turning point in the post-war American culture," unquote. The performance ignited a phenomenon known as Beatlemania, captivating fans of all ages across the United States and beyond. Their infectious melodies, charismatic stage presence, and innovative songwriting resonated with the audiences, and they quickly became a global sensation. The American debut propelled the Beatles to the forefront of British innovation. The Beatles' energy and charisma The Beatles' energy and charisma, which they successfully showcased on the Ed Sullivan Show, proved to be a defining moment in the time that made Beatles big and catapulted them to international fame. The Beatles' career-making song can be attributed to Please Please Me. Released in their second single on January 1963, the song quickly climbed charts and became their first number one hit in the UK. Over the years, the Beatles have compiled a plethora of beloved songs that have stood the test of time. Let It Be, Yesterday, Hey Jude, Here Comes the Sun, and many, many others resonate with audiences worldwide, then and now. However, all good things come to an end. The Beatles' breakup, one of the most significant events in the music history, occurred in 1970. Several factors contributed to their decision to part ways. Tensions had been brewing within the band, with artistic differences and personal conflicts taking toll on their unity. The death of their longtime manager, Brian Epstein, in 1967, also left a void in the management and support structure. Additionally, each member was seeking individual artistic expression and growth, leading to solo careers and solo projects, and interests outside of the band. Many rumors point to John Lennon's relationship with Yoko Ono as a significant factor in the band's breakup. Some fans and critics speculate that Yoko's presence during recording sessions and her influence on Lennon's strained and dynamic between the dynamic between the band members, leading to the breakup. The worldwide aftermath of the Beatles' breakup was a mix of terrible sadness among the fans and a profound impact on the music industry. Many fans were devastated by the news, as the Beatles were a symbol of hope, unity, and musical innovation. The breakup marked the end of an era and left a void in the music world. However, the individual members went on to have successful solo careers, contributing to influence music and popular culture. The Beatles' legacy and timeless music continue to resonate with audiences, and their impact on the world of music remains unparalleled, even decades after the breakup. As we follow the Beatles' rise to stardom, it's essential to recognize the profound cultural impact that they had on society, beyond their musical prowess. Their influence extends into the realm of politics, shaping discussions on social issues and sparking movements for change. Now let's delve into their role in the civil rights movement and their stand against the Vietnam War. In the 2018 novel, Teaching the Beatles, by Hugh Jenkins and Paul O. Jenkins, we read, quote, "The Beatles had a significant impact on discussions of social issues, both directly through their art, activism, and interviews, and indirectly by generating discourses about them and what they represented," unquote. The impact of the Beatles on the civil rights movement was profound. By refusing to play in front of segregated audiences during their US tour in 1964, the Beatles demonstrated their commitment to equality and social justice, aligning their actions with their song, Blackbird, which symbolized the struggle for freedom and the civil rights. The song's empowering lyrics and call for positive change resonate with many who sought social progress, serving as an anthem of hope and resilience during a pivotal era in the fight of racial equality. The Beatles' advocacy for civil rights through their artistry continues to be celebrated as a powerful example of how musicians and artists can use their influence to promote positive societal transformation. The Beatles also had a significant impact on raising awareness about the Vietnam War. During the 60s, the war escalated, and the band became increasingly vocal about their opposition to the conflict. Songs such as revolution, and give peace a chance became anthems for anti-war movements. The Beatles' influence on cultural icons allowed them to reach a massive audience. Their message of peace and unity struck a chord with many young people who were questioning the government's involvement in the war. Their stance in the Vietnam War, combined with their powerful music, helped fuel a growing movement of anti-war activism. The Beatles' advocacy for peace and their ability to use their platform to bring attention to pressing social issues made them not only musical legends, but influential voices for social and political change during the Vietnam War era. The Beatles also had a profound influence on music. Their influence on musical artists had been profound and far-reaching. Their innovative songwriting, experimental sound, and boundary-pushing approach to music recognized that the rock genre and inspired countless musicians across various genres. Bands and artists like Oasis, U2, Coldplay have all cited the Beatles as being a major influence, emulating their melodies, harmonies, and storytelling prowess. Moreover, the Beatles' willingness to experiment with different musical styles and instruments opened the doors for artists to explore new sounds and push the boundaries of what was considered popular music. The Beatles' impact on media was equally transformative, revolutionizing the way music was promoted, consumed, and perceived by the public during the 1950s, the Beatles were at the forefront of the British innovation, capturing the hearts of fans worldwide. Their appearances on popular TV shows such as The Sullivan Show brought the bands into millions of homes. Magazines, newspapers, televisions dedicated extensive coverage to the band, shaping the concept of celebrity culture and influencing the modern entertainment industry. The Beatles' use of music videos, innovative album covers, and creative storytelling through their songs also laid the groundwork for development of music videos as an essential marketing tool for musicians in later years. Their impact on media continues to be felt in the digital age, as their iconic music and visual aesthetics remain celebrated for and imitated by artists and media platforms worldwide. The Beatles even had an impact on fashion. Their unique and creative style became synonymous with the countercultural movement, inspiring a generation of young people to experiment with their clothing and break away from the traditional norms. The band's iconic collarless suits and mop-top haircuts and vibrant psychedelic clothing became fashion trends that defined the era. The Beatles' influence on fashion extended far beyond their own wardrobes, as they sparked a global fascination with the British fashion and helped put London at the forefront of the fashion world. The Beatles had a profound impact on society during the 1960s and beyond. They became a symbol of cultural change and represented the ideas of peace, love, and unity, embraced by the countercultural movement. Their music and message resonated with millions of people around the world, transcending boundaries of age, race, and nationality. So there you have it. The four members whose career from humble beginnings to incredible fame and the impact they had on the world. The Beatles have influenced and impacted people and rock bands ever since the 60s. The members of that band that make up the Beatles, McCartney, Lennon, Starr, and Harrison, have made a print on music that will never be forgotten. The Beatles' melodies, and harmonies, forever sublime, etched their name in history as the masters of time. Thank you.